You must believe me. Oh, darling, darling. I'm calling. Oh, the pie is done. Pie is done. Can't you see? I'm listening to Bob this morning. Why won't you believe me? Oh, darling. This is satisfy my soul. Satisfy my soul. I know my singing ain't gonna satisfy you. Make you scared, run away. What is this? Oh, please. Let me shut off. Don't you rock my boat. Boat. That's how we used to do it in church. Boat. You gotta get that. Good morning, everybody. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Day. I want to do a tribute, if you will, to a man who rocked the boat. Boat rock. I want to do a tribute to the boat rockers. Good morning, everybody. Happy Martin Luther King Day. How everybody doing Martin Luther King Day? The day that the government that was colluding to kill him and knew they was coming to kill him with the two political parties ain't get two dams, and the killer's still on the loose. Still on the loose. I think he's still alive, the doctor. That's who killed him, suffocated him. So that's what I do on Martin Luther King Day. I think about the fact that the sellouts who gonna just post quotes all day long, ain't never listened to a Martin Luther King speech, don't know anything that the brother stood for. They're gonna post all kind of quotes today. Gonna get on TV, get some speeches. How much we love Dr. King, we miss Dr. King. Then why don't you go who killed him? Huh? Why don't you go get them? People don't even know that. That's why I have to repeat it many times over and over. The guy who shot him still on the loose. The doctor who smothered him still, I think he's still on the loose. Did he die? I don't know if he died. He worked at the hospital. The nurses told on him, ratted. People didn't see the end of the trial. The sniper team, they still around. I think they said they're in Mexico. So y'all care so much about Dr. King? How come y'all don't do nothing about Dr. King? Y'all got a holiday, and on the holiday, because you know what? I ask people, what would, if Dr. King was alive today, what would he actually entitle the speech of? Like, if he looked at the government that praises him, oh, we miss him, Dr. King. You don't miss nobody. Shut up. You stand against everything he stood for. Stop it. What would you entitle the speech today? I'm working today, so, this might be a quick one. I have slavery today. I'm sorry, because they stopped Dr. King. He was a boat rocker. We had a whole bunch of boat rockers in our time. And the boat rockers are the ones that die. Those are the ones that don't make it. You rocking the boat, you're not gonna make it. You get in the way of somebody's grind, you're not gonna make it. If you're ineffective or you join a team or a side, then you get to make it. You can have a long, illustrious career as a speaker, as a pastor, as a politician, a leader. You get to make it as long as you don't rock the boat. So I had this picture up here. I thought this was pretty funny. I think this is a great comic. People won't like it. That's why I put it up there. We've been rough on Trump later. We got to spread it around. We got to spread butter. We got to butter the whole bread. You got to be honest with all the truth. Ain't nobody rocking the boat. And if you're actually rocking the boat, you get put in the water. That's how I go. And we need to rock the boat. Because I think this is how the world works. If everybody's rocking, good things happen. That boat can capsize, baby, because it's a colonized boat. They get ready to come kill some people, steal some resources, and oppress some people. Black, white, blue, yellow, green, all of them. But we got to rock the boat. But it takes everybody. Everybody got to get the little swing like this. And you know how you rock him? Is you get the people that you trigger the outrage. That's how you know you're rocking the boat. If you ain't triggering the outrage, you ain't rocking the boat. You got to rock the boat. Everybody get to swinging. This is what my friends and I, we trying to do. All right, everybody run to the left. We run to the left of the boat. All right, everybody run to the right. And you wait till the swell kind of does that. Everybody run to the right. Okay. That's not a political thing. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Anybody got a favorite? I guess my questions today would be a tribute to boat rockers. I appreciate Seth Rich. I appreciate JFK. I appreciate Martin Luther King. I appreciate the people who actually rocked the boat. I say Gandhi, not to get me in trouble, but he rocked the boat. Now, you can say everybody done did something that somebody didn't like. Everybody done did something somebody didn't like. But the fact of the matter is, King was a boat rocker. You actually start rocking the real boat, you don't get to make it. Because this is how I think the world works. I could be wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. But I think at the top you got these billionaires, right? And they all know they're on the same team. We're the dummies, we don't know. We're on the same team, but they're all on the same team. And I think if you're rocking the pharmaceutical company's boat, Then the chemical companies kind of sit back and they probably laugh and snicker a little bit. The cannabis boat, they kind of billionaires, they probably laugh and snicker like, they coming for you, but nothing will happen to you. But I think JFK showed us when you rocking everybody's boat, when you are effectively, because to me, I think it's a game. You got these billionaires at the top, and what they do is all they want to do is make money. It's not personal. It ain't got nothing to do with your race, your religion, your country, your nation. Nothing stupid like that, your religion. These people just want money. And I think you got these billionaires over there, and if you're rocking their boat, they're okay with that. Yeah, they'll laugh. It's funny. They'll probably joke about it over some they'll joke about it over some Mai Tais and caviar. But if you rocking all the billionaires' boat, you can't, like JFK, and he was another good one. I mean, he came for all of them. He was going for the pharmaceutical company. He was going for the nuclear because Israel had the nukes. He was going against the war complex. He was talking about secret societies, and they said, that's it. He was rocking too much of the boat. You got to go. Obama ain't rocking nobody. I'm sorry, he'll be speaking all day today. All day, I bet you that brother ain't gonna get they ain't gonna let him like breathe no oxygen. He gonna be, oh, Dr. King, you got to say something about Dr. King Bomber. You got to say something. Because they say, oh, he's King come again. He is not King come again. That man don't stand for almost nothing Dr. King stood for. But neither does Trump, so it's not even a thing. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they all have a little something in common. Maybe. I don't know. But all I know is, y'all, we got to rock the boat. That's all I know. We got to get to rocking. That's what I'm saying. We got to get to rocking. The people at right, you rocking the boat? Nope, I ain't rocking. I'm trying. But if you ever get effective, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you. That's how you know when I'm dead, then y'all can say, yeah, Gerard didn't rock the boat. That brother was rocking. As long as Gerard alive, he ain't rocking no boat. They're just laughing at him. That's the funny thing about the system. That's the funny thing about the system. Did y'all hear about this Botox poison? Anybody out here get Botox? Botox? Do you know that Botox? Somebody help me out. I got chemists on here. What is the foundation of Botoxacillin H? Something crazy like that. Did y'all hear about this? Do you know 1 gram of Botoxacillin 7H, whatever that is, will murder 1 million people? 1 gram. 1 gram will murder 1 million people. Y'all, we should have stopped having secrets when they had compounds. It's that damn strong. It's too strong. That's too strong. The example was this. I'll post the link. The guy was talking. If you take 1 gram of Botoxacillin H, the stuff that the people in LA shooting in their face, I have no idea why poor people all over LA. We need to probably talk about Skid Row at some point in time. But anyway, you get 1 gram and you drop it in a pool and you stir the pool up. All you have to drink is a cup of that water and you're dead. Done. See you. Bye. Done. The stuff's so poison and toxic. 300 grams of this stuff. 300, is it milligrams or grams? Somebody help me. I think it's milligrams. 300, no, grams. It's grams. 300 grams of this stuff will murder every single American in the United States of America. People, it's not time to make enemies. It's time to get rid of the secrets. I'm just saying. I'm saying we don't need any more terrorists. We need to rock this boat. Because the people around the world don't like this boat. This is a colonizer boat, the killer boat, murder, death, kill boat. We don't need this boat. Not when you got compounds that damn strong. That's crazy. And that wasn't even the strongest compound. They got compounds, just a little drop, a little piece on the tip of a pen to kill you. Ooh, we can't have any more secrets. Anyway, yeah, Julian Assange, he was a boat rocker. Who said that? I just saw Julian Assange scroll by. Julian Assange, he was a boat rocker. He was a boat rocker. Now, is he still rocking? I don't know if he's still rocking. He did rock. That's all I care about. Because I don't think you can keep rocking. I think you could, because you can run to this side, that side, get the boat moving, and pharmaceutical companies get upset, the war industry get upset, the billionaires, the Federal Reserve gets upset. But then after a certain point in time, you're the only one running. Assange, I don't blame him. They say he's CIA now. Like, okay, so I would be too. I would be too. If not everybody's running, but he started a movement. I mean, he started most of the anti-war stuff that's going on now. So I have no issue with Assange. I appreciate Assange rocking the boat. And if you ain't rocking the boat, please stop about Assange. Please, rock the boat, people, rock the boat. CIA kills a man and government gives him a holiday. Isn't that funny, kid? And that's not funny. It's ridiculous. It's stupid ridiculous. This is where people need to focus and have some common sense, do some research and realize people who murder your people They don't like your people. That's people who stand up for poor, white, black, yellow, green, yellow, and Vietnamese poor people, and they murder them, then they give them a holiday. You should know how that works. You should know how that works. Who's that? Danny fake Assange. What does that mean? Somebody help me, Danny. What does that mean? Is Assange faking? Was he faking when he published? I think I know where you're going. We talked about this a little while ago. People say, well, everything that he said was released already in Freedom of Information Act. I don't actually care about that, mainly because nobody knew about it. Assange did it in WikiLeaks and everybody paid attention. Now the entire world is standing up against, you can't get a coalition to go do nothing with America no more. And Assange did that. So I have no criticism. I can't criticize Assange one bit. The brother rocked the boat, and I give him credit for rocking the boat. What he is now, it doesn't really matter. He's already ascended to the rock the boat heaven, wherever that is. And I don't rock the boat. All right, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? How y'all gonna celebrate Martin Luther King Day? Other than getting the government to go chase down the doctor that smothered them, the nurses that was okay with it, the sniper team that helped out, the mechanic that still lives in Alabama, free. You say that and people have no idea what you're talking about sometimes. This is the craziest thing. People don't like to do research. They just need the TV to tell them what they're supposed to do. I don't believe in TV. It's the boob tube. Makes you a boob. Let me say, I've had to stop rocking the boat for a while. Diana, because that's what it's the right thing to do, girl. Listen, you running back and forth like Assange and these other people were, and nobody's running with you. You got to take a break. You got to take a breather. Get some, sit down like it's like the Titanic. Not the Titanic. What's the name of these love cruises, celebrity and stuff? Pause for a minute. Stop, sit down on a bench, get yourself a drink or something. Because if you're running by yourself, oh, they're going to murder you. They're going to take you out. They're going to take you out. There you go, Danny. That's what I'm talking about. Sink the boat. Sink the boat. And sink the boat on what Assange said. Sink the boat on what Martin Luther King said. Sink the boat on what JFK said. Sink the boat. Take what people say is true and run with it. And whatever happens later, don't worry about that. Don't worry about none of that. Because I don't worry about that stuff. The point is the boat has to come to a stop. The boat's got to sink. We got a new world to build. And we're not going to build it with people trying to keep the boat floating. Ask questions. That's why I like this comment right here. Obama at the time. Don't rock the boat, you know. And I thought Trump was going to rock the boat. I have to say, he's not rocking much as I wanted him to. I was cheering for my Trump voting friends. I cheer for my Obama voting friends. But neither one. I'm not seeing little waves. I feel like little baby waves. If I had a bobber out and I was fishing, the bobber kind of went up maybe 1/4 of an inch or something. That's not what I was looking for. We need to bring the thing down. We need to bring the system down. People hate us all over this world, and it needs to stop. So we got to cheer the boat rockers. A lot of boat rockers out there. Lots of folks getting seasick all over that rocking boat. Makes for a slippery rock. And it does, Rebecca. And we don't have time to be seasick. We don't have time to be seasick because it's stupid. We don't have enough people rocking the boat. And so the boat kind of doing this. It's not like really rocking. It's kind of just hitting some waves and people getting seasick. Like, no, America's not kind of bad. The Federal Reserve is not kind of bad. Currency's not sort of bad. Capitalism isn't just kind of bad. Socialism and communism, they're not just kind of bad. It's like this little rocket thing. Like, no, people, none of that works. Like, look at the world today. None of that works. None of it. Zero. Zilch. Cronies rule it all. Like, yo, you know what I was watching, Rebecca, this morning? I keep seeing these ads popping up. And they're trying to convince me we need to get Trump out of office because he's lowering taxes for the rich and raising more on the poor. And I'm like, you know that's not called Trumpism. That's called capitalism. It's how capitalism works. It doesn't matter if it's the Democrats or the Republicans. It's just when you have late stage capitalism, and this was my education, right? This is where I had to grow up and I had to learn some things because I used to be a capitalist until I finally did the math in my head, used a little critical thought. Cronyism is a natural effect of capitalism. You're gonna have cronyism. And where we are today, the cronies run both parties. The cronies run America. They're the ones who decide. Voters don't decide. Trump doesn't decide. Obama doesn't decide. All they can do is kind of help people rock the boat, get people upset, get people swaying back and forth, and then we can try to get somewhere with it. But they're not rocking the boat. None of them rocking the boat, you know. And so I think somebody mentioned LA and Skid Row. They say you go to Skid Row. You can even do it on Google Earth. You go to Skid Row on LA and you'll just see tents everywhere, people everywhere laying on the street. shooting up the drugs, doing anything they can to deal with this pain and aggression from oppression, because we won't sink the boat. I think we need to sink the boat. I appreciate Julian Assange. Kia says, so do I. Appreciate the brother. He was a boat rocker. Kia, he rocked the boat more than I ever have. So who am I to judge? You need to take care of your whole body naturally. Diana, if people did that, they would be strong people. But half of this, I think, is because people are poisoned. Half the reason I think their brains don't function correctly, they can't do the critical thought, is because they're so poisoned. All the food and the water and all the stuff that they're like putting in everything. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Ekum. Good morning, Megs. How are y'all celebrating Martin Luther King Day? A government holiday. And I don't think the government works today. I think the government is still helping to cover it up, his murder. I think they gave him the holiday and they're off today. But they'll do some cameos, I'm pretty sure. Good morning, Wilhelmina. Good morning, Brett, Sandy, Susan, Trish. I'd rather be real. Rock that damn boat. Yeah, Tina, but the problem is get ready to die. That's how it works. When you rock, if you are affected rocking that boat, not going to make it. I think the only way we all can rock the boat, Tina, and get to stick around, get to live, is everybody's got to rock it together. Everybody's got to rock it together. The only way people rock it together is people like the idea of what things look like on the other side of that capsizing. Which part of the reason I always talk about solutions, right? I love to talk about the problems, get people to realize that no, this damn boat needs to sink. But there's a difference between someone who's yelling and screaming, the other guy is bad, vote for me. And I ain't saying vote for me, I'm just giving an example. You know, yelling out the problems, and people who talk about the solutions. People who have solutions talk about the solutions. People who just want your vote, your cheer, your clapping, your whatever, your money, they just talk about the problems. And we don't put people with solutions in authority, or if we even have an option to. Not that I even believe in authority anymore, but if I accidentally was stupid enough to be in authority, there's no way in hell I'd let a system stay that allows the murder of a civil rights leader. I wouldn't let that system stay. I'd be yelling and screaming. They'd have to shoot me. I wouldn't tolerate. I wouldn't tolerate people who are pro-war, because the pro-war politicians, you know, they're going to cheer them today. And then the anti-war, pro-war politicians, they're going to do that the same thing. Because 99.99% of the federal government, they're all pro-war. All of them are pro-war. You know, because they all have voices and they're in positions of authority, they can do something about what's going on. They can at least raise awareness, and they don't do that. They all vote for war. They all vote for weapons trafficking. They all vote for war. So definitely rock the boat. Tina, rock the boat as hard as you can, where you are, what you got. But if you ever get in a position of authority, I think they sit you down and they explain to you how this works. They ain't gonna let you rock that boat. Facebook doesn't have you in prison this morning. Your live Facebook shut down on Friday. Yeah, you know what, Susan? I thought I'd be in prison today. I was pretty sure I would. Somebody must be asleep. They must be asleep at the wheel. And I was just, because I pressed the button, I was just waiting. I said, I know it is. They're going to make up an excuse. Because they know me. Not they, because I don't think it's a person. I think it's just learning software. That's all it is. But they flag certain people on Veterans Day and certain holidays where they know you're going to talk about things that aren't very popular, things that don't keep people in their little tribal ignorant areas. I'm not about the tribal ignorance. I'm about what's true. We have to talk about what's true, and I don't know everything that's true. I will share the things that sound like they make a lot of sense, and we'll keep going from there. But all right, let me see. Get your floaties on, folks. Get ready to swim. Yeah, get your swimming lessons, Tina. We got to get ready to go in. And to me, what in that example, that analogy, that's called automation. It's called robotics. I tell everybody I see, we got all the robotics and automation we need to feed everybody in the United States of America, and we just don't want to do it. And we, so if we don't really care about the people in LA, and we don't care about the people in San Francisco and New York, we don't really care about our neighbors, then of course we're not going to care about anybody around the world. But we literally have the ability to feed everybody. We have that damn, what is that compound? What is that compound that pulls water out of the air? MOC, something, MOC, something like that. But it literally pulls water out of the air. The water condensation grips up around the compound, and you literally can make water in the desert for everybody. But the intent is we don't want to do that. We don't want to rock that boat. Some billionaires over there starving the people in the Middle East. Some of them starving them in Africa. The rest of them starving in the Middle East. And you got the ones, ours here, that are starving us here to keep this conflict economy going. Go on, Danny, with that. 800 missing foster care. What is that? Missing kids, la.org, 18,000 in the U.S. Yes, Danny, because somebody is taking kids out the U.S. But taking kids has always been a business for the big kingdoms, whoever the big kingdoms were. That's always been a thing. I don't have any love for foster care. I don't have any love for child protection. I don't think they're actually protecting children to any significant degree. So absolutely, kids go missing, and any politician in office that gave two damns about Martin Luther King, they'd be rocking that child protection boat. They're not rocking it. Too much money being made on it. Those kids gonna disappear, and I have my theories, Danny, but I won't go through them this morning. Good morning, Desiree. Good morning, Sandra. Ooh, yes, John Lennon was a boat rocketina, and where did they put him? He was successful, so he was. They don't want to let him get too much more successful. G-Man, don't even take off on Martin Luther King. No, I don't, Patricia Hauser, because I'm a slave. I'm a slave. I'm a slave, and I can admit it. But I kind of live rough. I live on the edge a little bit, Patricia. Like I could have went off once again, stayed in corporate America, made a whole lot of money, but I realized what the system was, and I want to participate in the system as little as possible. I've decided, Patricia, I wasn't put here for billionaires. I wasn't put here for the GDP. I wasn't put here to make money and put in a bank account. I don't know why I was put here, but I know it ain't for that. I'm not going to tell you that I really understand all of this life stuff and my purpose and goals in life. I know my purpose wasn't to stabilize the boat. I know that. So I'll do my best to get away and not use my intellectual capital to help out the colonizers and the killers and the murderers that are making people all over the world hate us more in a time where 1 gram of botoxicillin H, why people getting Botox, 1 gram of that stuff will murder 1 million people. See, the idea not to piss off everybody in the world when that's the case, especially when most of your water systems are open air water systems. Bad idea. You can't tell Americans nothing. I tried, but that's all I can do. You can't make them accept anything. All you can do is put it out in the ethos. Good morning, Tika. Good morning, Rebecca. Today is not a day to take off, if anything, Patricia. Today is a day to speak what's true. Today is a day when people start posting those Martin Luther King memes, is to ask them, well, aren't you a Democrat? Aren't you a Republican? Aren't you an American? Why are you posting memes about a man that couldn't stand 90-some% of everything that your group is doing? Why are you posting that? Like, are you changing? Are you thinking about leaving the group? Oh, this is gonna piss people off today. Hey, listen, all you can do is say truthful things and let the chips fall where they may. I'm not a chip guider. The chips will fall where they're supposed to. Say what's true and let the chips do what they gotta do. Let gravity decide. Don't let them Democrats and Republicans decide. Don't let the blacks nor the whites decide. Don't let the Americans or Russians decide. Say what's true, let the chips, let gravity do what it do. Good morning, Lucy from the farm. How are the horses and the cows doing? A true cowgirl. Let me see. Rocking the boat from Kerala, India today. Sandra, are you in Kerala? You're in India today? Okay, I want to go to India. The cradle of civilization. You thought it was North Africa, now they're leaning towards India. I'd love to get over there. I would love to go inside of a temple that's thousands of years old, where human beings walked in, spiritual creatures, and prayed to some things that we don't really understand. Good morning, Les. Susan, what's wrong with you? Trump. What's wrong? Oh, you talk about the media. Yeah, that's all you're gonna see today. And he gonna cheer him too. Obama's gonna cheer him. They all get some portions and pieces of his speeches that don't conflict with the murder wars that they're involved in. That doesn't conflict with the feed everybody because you got the ability to. They're all gonna be out there cheering today, and I'm not interested. Not interested at all. Rock the boat 2020. Yes, Danny. None of the above 2020. Shut it down. Rock the boat. Shut it down 2020. People got to please stop showing up to these polls. I don't know what's wrong with people nowadays, Danny. Susan. Well, right, Susan. So it's Botox. Well, I mean, in Botox, it's made from that compound. I can't say I know. I'm not a chemist. I don't know, and I know IT. I don't know chemistry. But but Botox is made from that super highly toxic, and it's like in the top 10 of toxic compounds on the planet, which doesn't mean it's in the top 10 of toxic compounds on the planet, because the ones the CIA used, they're not gonna tell you. Russia might say it, but they don't say it here. But it's in like the top 10 of toxic thing, and it's a good idea for people to go shoot that stuff in their face nowadays, which blows my mind. Gosh, and people are putting that in their skin. Yes, they are saying, well, they're putting a variant of it, and I'm sure that's just I'm sure it's broken down, and this is safe for human faces. I'm sorry, I can't believe that's the thing, and I actually said it's safe for human faces. It's safe to take a compound that can murder everybody on the planet. How many people on the planet? So there's 7 billion people on the planet. If they're not lying about that, 7 billion grams of butoxazoxacillin H will murder everybody on this planet. That's not a lot of grams. That's not a lot of grams. All they need is a I don't know, something like drones to distribute it. I just think this is a bad idea. I think we should all work together. I think we need less people to hate us, not more. Good morning, Laura. How are you doing this morning? Laura Marie, going out to the gun range. Rosa Parks is a staged event. You know what, Dan? Tell me about that, because I remember there's something not true about that. There was something funky about that, where it was someone else, but then Rosa was like the predominant person, and something like that, if I remember the real history, not his story. Assange is still alive? That's a good question, Danny. It's a good question. I would say this: if we found out that Assange was dead, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. I think that you have people who are immensely beneficial to the human race, and they really rock the boat. Now keep in mind, Assange only rocked the boat by putting out a mechanism, WikiLeaks, to allow other people to rock the boat harder. So he wasn't really a boat rocker in that perspective. Like, the information wasn't his, but he created an avenue. And to me, that's his greatest accomplishment. Really, it's not the anti-war stuff. It's the fact that he created a platform for whistleblowers and other people to say truthful things to rock the boat. And I think he's still alive and praying, unless he's a clone. Unless somebody want to tell me somebody being a clone, I'd believe that too. I'd believe anything that's not in the mainstream media. Let me see. Good morning, Judah. Good morning, Don. Good morning. A lot of y'all working today, huh? A lot of y'all working today. We need a tsunami to take down this boat. We do. We can build a whole new world, and we need to do it. We can do it right. We got everything that needs to, and nobody has to pay. You could literally take this much of the military budget to go murder people for billionaires and just put it into building homes and growing food. We could have kids start petitions at their schools to start teaching the truth about Martin Luther King and why he died, for starters. We could, Megs. We could, if. There's a little if in that. Actually, it's a big if, Megs. If we didn't have a Department of Education. Which is why the indoctrination takes you that route. They're oh goodness gracious. Can you imagine a school? I mean, private schools could. I can't imagine a school actually speaking the truth about what what happened to him. About how the journalists found out there was a sniper team in town that day that he was shot. All this stuff that I can't even figure out how William Pepper is saying this. And the funny thing about it, Megs, is in my country they call him a white guy. And I think it's funny that he is the only one that's pushing the truth to come out about Martin Luther King and people to know what's happening in the trials. And the only black dude that's doing that I know of, that's what they call him here, is Judge Joe Brown. And that was the guy who did the fake the TV trial stuff. And that's how I know the world is fake. That's how I know, Meg. But yeah, it's not gonna happen in school, because schools are designed to make kids apathetic, right? It's designed to educate them, but also indoctrinate them to think that their nation is God, right? It's designed to get them to cheer a flag and symbols and stuff like that. And there's no way that they're gonna actually do that and admit that this government it has to be probably the biggest demociding government on the planet. And democide is the study of governments that murder their own people. And it's not that there's any individuals. And so when I say government, it's like saying they. It doesn't really mean anything. Like, there's no one particular person. It's not Trump. It's not the Republicans. It's not the Democrats. It's not one person. It's a system that doesn't work. It's an entire system that's designed to not be for the people. It's designed to be for the billionaires. But so yeah, I can't see that happening. I mean, kids can go study and learn on their own, but there's not going to be any large embracing of speaking the truth and honesty. The systems that allowed for Martin Luther King, JFK, Lenin, Bob Marley, and all the rest of them, that those organizations are still in power, the procedures, the chemicals, the compounds, because they killed Bob Marley with the foot cancer. He was a boat rocker. You know, they won't let that, because if you investigate that stuff, then you let all of that come out, and they're not going to let that come out. Lots of folks getting seasick. Okay, hypnotic mind control, vampires and zombies keep the boat floating. Yes, Susan, that is exactly what they do. They make people zombies by brainwashing them with the education system and television, and they make them vampires by making them struggle. Right? Like Susan, I'm gonna do a quick search because I don't know what LA Skid Row looks like. People say it looks real bad now. They said you really need, and then the funny thing, no, it's not even the funny, it's the sad thing. Let's see, LA Skid Row. Let's see if we can see what LA Skid Row looks like. Although we can actually go to Google Earth and see it over there. But you know, this is what we do to our people. This is what Skid Row looks like. The only thing I can't tell is if like this is now, or if this is now, or if this is, you know, years ago. But if it's years ago, it's not getting any better. You know, but this is how the American people live right here. This is how much we love thy neighbor. Skid Row city limits. I don't know if I guess Skid Row is an actual city. That's a real big picture, but this is how people are living. It's how we take care of people. That's what I'm saying. The government doesn't give two damns. Oh, you know what? You can't even see that one. They don't give two damns about what Martin Luther King talked about. Because they have the ability to take care of all of these people. They have the ability to give them all jobs if you still believe in jobs. I mean, I don't personally, because I think jobs are slavery. It's forced labor. I don't believe in forcing anybody. I don't believe in, oh, Skid Row, the band too. That's right. I forgot that's them. They're showing up in the search too. You know, and that'll happen. Eventually, all you'll see are banned anytime you type in Skid Row. Because we like to cover up our dirt. We don't like to keep it. Ooh, this is a nice one. Look at this. Got the American flag in the background. We like to cover up our dirt. We don't want people to know about this. And eventually, I'm sure on Google, you won't even be able to see that. Skid Row city limits. Check that out. Isn't that crazy? Just trash all in the street. This is how we living. This is what we doing. This is what we doing. Got the ability to take care of everybody. But I guess it makes more sense to go into other countries and blow up what they have and create more Skid Rows than do anything for anybody living on Skid Row. Tent cities, that's what they say. And I think they were saying that the tent cities, they pop up everywhere. The police chase them away in the daytime and they'll go somewhere else and they'll all group up later and they'll create another tent city later on in the evening or something. This is us right here. Here you go. This is what you're voting for. 2020. That's what I tell people. This is what you vote for, and they're like, "That's not what we vote for." I'm like, "All right, let's diagnose that. Let's get on the couch for a minute and let's diagnose that for a minute." So if you voted for it last time and they did it this time, they didn't help people. They created more problems. We got more tent cities in America, not less. If you keep voting for them and this keeps happening, don't say you're voting for something else. Like, you can say the reason why you vote, but then there's what they do after you vote. So you go vote again, which is common sense, would mean that this is why you're voting. This is why you're voting, to not share resources with people. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away. And tell everybody why you're walking away. There's a difference between not voting and protesting the vote. Because we don't have any say in government at all. People like to say that too. Say, oh, you're people, my ancestors died for the right to vote. Nobody died for the right to vote. Nobody's that dumb. Nobody ever in history has been that stupid, dying for the right to vote. They died for the right for you to have a say in your government, so your government doesn't do this while they send billions of dollars overseas to go blow other people up. Nobody died for your right to vote. They died so you could have a say in your governing. So they wouldn't do this with your tax dollars. Give your tax dollars to other nations that don't even need it, or to topple other nations to do this. That's my perspective. That's all I'm saying. I got Motown going through my brain right now. And Laura, you gotta have good times. Yeah, you can't stay in the low vibe. Where low vibe Susan at? You can't stay in the low vibe. You have to always vibe high. You always have to keep your spirits high. Because you know what? We live in a time where we can actually talk about this stuff now. There were times we had no idea what was happening to our neighbors, what was happening one kingdom over, one neighborhood over, another nation over. And so now we can talk about it and we can do something about it. Lori, I sing all day. I'm happy all day. I'm happy all day, mainly because I know we can fix it. We can fix it any day we want to. You know, like I was actually watching Joe Rogan, like controlled opposition. And he had a brother on there talking about this. And they were like, well, we don't know what to do, and there's nothing nobody can do, and nobody has any solutions. Nobody, like, literally, there's a million solutions, people. It's Zeitgeist movement, Venus Project, feed people, you know, start using the automated farming to grow food for people, use 3D printing, the 12 companies 3D printing houses, use them to print houses for people. There are tons of solutions. The government does not want to do them because they built a system. Well, they didn't build it. All right, let's be honest. They didn't build it. They inherited a system that requires people stay at conflict with other people for them to stay in power. And so, yeah, absolutely, Sister Emmy. High vibe. You got, oh, that's our low vibe Susan. That's our Susan Worcester. We call it Susan Low Vibe. She calls out the low vibe for us. We got the vibe high. We can't stay low. Speak the problem, but then speak the solution. And that's what we do consistently. Otherwise, we're just here. Otherwise, we might as well be like the people in politics, just whining about the problem, blaming other people instead of doing some accountability, changing your life and helping other people, or promoting a solution. Botulism, yes, and Botox. Yes, Botox was the first used as Jules Stem Eye Institute to shrink the eye muscle that causes strabismus, something like that. Don't sound good. / wandering eye was gonna do it in the 80s. Isn't that crazy, Miss Tree? I think that's the craziest thing. That's why I'm scared to hell. I'm scared. I'm not scared, and I'm scared to hell, both at the same time. Because people are taking this most toxic compound on the planet, and then let somebody shoot it in their face, and it's just like, oh Lord. This is why the aliens won't let us in space. This is why we're not allowed to go. We're not gonna go. We're not allowed to go into space. Because I think we're going to infect them with STDs like capitalism and communism and socialism, all the isms. I think they watch us from a distance, and the botulisms. Wait a minute, like I see the aliens like having a meeting and like talking about this stuff, like, you know, yeah, are we going to let the humans in space yet? Well, what are they doing? Oh, they're going to total strangers to an industry they don't trust that's creating compounds. It creates commercials that talk about bloody anuses and urine, whatever, to give you a drug to make your sleepy eye do something. And they're taking the drugs and they believe in the vaccines and they trust all that. And they still got communism, they got socialism, and they got capitalism, which are all forced labor systems. And they want to bring that out in space. They want to come out in space and I don't think those things exist in space. I don't think space wants those things up there. I think they're doing the right thing. I think they're doing the right thing. If any of the aliens are watching, y'all are doing a good job. You're doing a great job. Don't stop. Do not let us out. Do not let the 98%. Monkeys can't go to space. All right, monkey. I think we're here to evolve the planet. I think some people were sent here. I think we kind of choose to come here, and our minds get wiped to be in the monkey. I don't think the monkey brain can hold whatever we are, this spiritual wave frequency thing. But I think you're here to do something, and I don't think it's here to increase the low vibes. I don't think it's here to make money. I don't think you're here to get a job. I don't think you're here to provide for the GDP. I think you're here because you have something that will help this planet drive forward. Good morning, Crystal. Let me see. I am for peace and love. That's it, Susan. Be for peace and love, and that's it. You don't have to go. Yeah, actually, have to go beyond that. That's what Martin Luther King was for. Peace and love, and that's why they took him out. Control systems. Keep people controlled. LAPD covers up the murders of RFK, Syria, and clearly did not kill him. That's what they're designed to do, Danny. You know, it's like, you know, for me, Danny, I look at things at like the root. I don't like side effects. I like looking at the root. And I understand that we're an empire, and an empire must have a police state. If you have a police state, that police state, they're not for you. Like, people are still like, the police are here to protect and serve. That is not their job. That is not their job. Their job is to control and dominate and do what the laws say. You know, police, they join the force. I'm not an anti-police guy. They join the force to protect and serve. Once they get in office, they're told what the job actually is. For the people who run things. Same with the politicians. I think people, they got love and peace and freedom. I gotta get in politics and I'm gonna save things. And they get into politics and like, that's called a service to the people. That's not what this is anymore. This is a job for billionaires and corporations. A human farming plantation is what we are. QAnon 2020. Oh, okay, pun intended. I was about to say, Danny. Yeah, I don't think too much truth is coming out of Q. I'm not a Q guy. I don't know. CPS, child prostitution services. Okay, Patricia. I'm not going to, I can't debate that. I don't know what, I don't know anything about it, Patricia, in terms of the CIA whistleblower. It spoke that we grab kids for these billionaires because we need help with this, that, or the other. That's what you're voting for. And so that's pretty much right on. And so some of those kids, I'm sure, made it out to the Epstein parties, Epstein Islands, or the Epsteins that nobody talks about. Oh, your video's interrupted again. Yes, Susan, I can see. I can see the counts going down. So learning software is probably flipping things. I got Botox for a while. Was looking like an angry bird. Patricia, you got Botox for real? Why would you do that? Why would you do such a thing? It was on TV, huh? They show pretty people. They show people before and after, and you're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Get rid of the wrinkles. But you know what? We don't have to do that. Like, we know. Oh, so I gotta show y'all something outside of that, but I'm gonna start queuing something up. We know that we know about the telomere science, right? And that came out. That's not the only thing that comes out of California, because I mean, homeless people in poverty and the government don't give two damns. But also the telomere science. The lady at Stanford University, she explained to people why we age. So if we know we age and you got wrinkled skin because the telomeres, the caps in your chromosomes, deplete after a while, then we know we could get everybody off and solving that problem. But no, you can't make money giving people like the root system of the astragalus plant. No, that's too free. That's too free. You have to ban and block that, because they'll probably put that on Schedule 1 soon. And you got to get people to start getting Botox. But then maybe Botox builds up your immunity to Botoxicillin H, whatever it is, the thing that can murder everybody on the planet, 300 grams of it. It's a good idea for governments and corporations to have secrets when you have a compound that 300 grams of it can kill everybody in the United States. There are 7 billion grams of it can kill everybody on the planet. It's a bad idea to make enemies and have secret governments. I gotta show you something. You know, they cured cancer again. This is like the 80,000th cure for cancer. I saw this the other day. I gotta show this to you. And it was on the news too. So people don't care. Half the time I think they put this stuff on the news because they can get away with it. They think it's funny to them. They can just tell it, put it in your face, and you can't do nothing about it, because you got everybody in this nation that just hates each other. They hate each other so much they don't like anything decent. Oh no, that's H.P. Blavatsky. Deep. She wrote a book called The Secret Doctrine. We did a watch party on that this week. You know, something else I want to show you. She had some very, well, she was, she channeled spirits. She channeled spirits. Great story. I think there's a good documentary about it, but I'm gonna get the book and I gotta read the book. I gotta show you something. Where is it? Y'all better not have took that out of my history. Yeah, oh, they took it out of my history. Dag nabbit, are you kidding me? I might have to do a search, see if I can find it. Where is it? No, is this it? No, that's not it. Nope, they took it out of my history. Well, it was a guy, he apparently, let me see if I can search for it, because I guess I'll say it was a dog pill. It was a dog pill. I don't know where this guy was, but he went to a veterinarian. He went to a veterinarian, and the veterinarian just whispered and kind of, listen, you're dying because the doctor told me he was going to die of cancer. I'm going to mess the story up. That's what I wish I could find it. You think you're going to die of cancer. It was spreading all throughout his body. And the doctor said, hey, listen, you need to go talk to hospice on your way home because you're going to die. Nothing you can do. he didn't believe in the nocebo effect. He didn't let it kick in. So he went to the veterinarian friend, and the vet whispered in his ear. And I forgot the name of the drug. Dag nabbit. Let me see if I can find it. Veterinarian. And actually the story is very synced up with who was the guy that started Youngevity? Who started Youngevity, the company, while I look this up? It was a dog pill that cured his cancer. And it's just like, and I'm sure they'll ban that. They'll ban anything. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Canine cancer treatment. How curing cancer in dogs. Doctors and veterinarians work together to cure cancer. All right, so anyway, I forgot the exact guy's name. I wish I could find the video. But the veterinarian told him. And here we go. No, this is it right here. I found it. I had to go searching for it. They took it out of my history. Yeah, bastards. Check this out.
What great looks like, and so
No.
now I want to build great.
I don't know what that is.
Here has worked with some of the best.
This is not Dr. Hate. This is just
When you tell
explanation of
someone
how
that
you
a
work.
medicine for dogs cured your cancer, you better be ready for some skeptics. But Joe Tippin says it did save his life and others. And now even cancer researchers are open to the possibility it might be true.
My neck, my liver, my pancreas, my bladder, in my bones, it was everywhere.
2 years ago, Joe Tippin says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doctors were unanimous. He was going to die of small cell lung cancer.
Once that kind of cancer goes that far afield, the odds of survival are less than 1%, and the median life expectancy is 3 months.
Tippin says he went from 220 pounds to 110, but that was January of 2017. Today, Tippins is very much alive, and what he credits for his survival has doctors scratching their heads and the rest of us raising eyebrows.
About half the people think I'm just crazy, and half the people want to know more and dig deeper.
Tippin says he got a tip, not from a pharmacist, but a veterinarian. And in his desperation, he turned from people medicine to dog medicine, specifically fembendazole, or what you give a dog when it has worms.
Truth is stranger than fiction, you know?
Just 3 months later, Tippin says his cancer was gone.
I'm usually skeptical, and I was, and maybe still am, about this one. But there's an interesting background to this.
Cancer researchers like Stephen Prescott are skeptical, but they also are not dismissing this anti-parasitic's potential. He says Tippins is not the first person to potentially benefit, and maybe not the last.
Scientists at many credible places have done work on this for years.
But was it the dog dewormer, or was it something else? Tippins took the dog medicine with daily vitamin E supplements and CBD oil. He was also taking an experimental cancer-fighting drug. But Tippins says out of the 1,100 patients on that clinical trial, he was the only one cleared of cancer. Tippins says he was saved by the dog dewormer, and he plans to take it for the rest of his life.
Well, my insurance company spent $1.2 million on me with traditional means before I switched to a $5 a week medicine that actually saved me.
All right. Speaking of boat rockers, and healthcare costs, right? Why would a dog medicine cure cancer? It's surprising to a lot of people. Not surprising to me. Not surprising to me at all. If somebody looked it up, I don't know if anyone looked it up. The founder of Youngevity, he was a veterinarian, and if I remember the story right, he basically he found some sort of vein, some place where construction was happening. It was some vein in the earth, where there was 120 trace minerals or 90 trace minerals, and this is why he started the Youngevity company. Because he realized through dog vitamins and dog medicine that they were curing diseases in dogs that humans have. And so he realized that when you give dogs the vitamins and I guess the minerals and the trace minerals that you need, that they heal themselves. But there were other medicines too. And so he started a company, and that's what the Youngevity juice is it's made up of those 90 or 120 trace minerals that are coming out of that ground. But veterinarians were solving these problems long ago. The difference is veterinarians don't have an FDA. That's the difference is the veterinarians, the pets, the little murderous cats and the dogs, they don't have an organization that's banning products that actually cure them. Because that's what cronyism is, and that's what capitalism does. That's why I tell people, you fight problems at the root. Don't worry about the side effects. You get it at the root. And so I'm not surprised that this dog medicine cured his cancer. We've been blocking compounds and chemicals, and doctors and, well, scientists have been saying it for a while. When you have a crony capitalist nation and something makes profit, you build an entire system around that thing, and it creates a matrix around another thing and another thing and another thing, and you end up with this big, massive pharmaceutical AMA, FDA matrix of we can't cure or help anybody. All we can do are sell compounds that don't help. Keep buying. Sell compounds that reduce the feeling of sickness but keep the sickness. And so this is not a surprise to me. I spend time with, like I said, listening to alt doctors, the Dr. Sebes and the Dr. Oz's and doctors who are talking about truthful things. They've cured cancer hundreds of times. And every time they block it. Why? Because cancer is not a disease anymore, it's an industry. They need you to stay sick. Sounds conspiracy-ish, but it's not conspiracy, it's just money. That's why, I always say follow the money. We learned that from the insurance company. Always just follow the money. We can put all kind of sexy conspiracies on everything we want. At the end of the day, somebody is making a buck. If you get in the way of the grind, if you rock the boat, you're gonna die, or they're gonna ban the compound. So this guy, he got cured just by taking it. And I'm sure CBD probably has something to do with it. I'm sure the cannabis helps in some way, shape, or form. But the thing is, dogs have better health care in the United States than humans. Well, they spent $1.3 million on his health care and they couldn't cure him. They told him, you need to go talk to hospice and die. And a veterinarian, a $5 pill saved his life. That should tell you everything you need to know about the American medical system and whether or not we should be fighting for universal health care or breaking down all secrets in the pharmaceutical industry, breaking apart the FDA, destroying the AMA, sending doctors back to being healers, freeing them from the control system, and actually letting doctors become healers again.
Prescott says he's now working with Tippins to organize a case study.
We're going to do it and see if we can confirm that in a very rigorous sort of clinical study sort of way that these patients had that kind of response.
As for Tippins,
I've got now over 40 success stories other than me.
He's sharing his story on an online blog that has already been read more than 100,000 times. Most of the feedback, positive or curious. Some, though, accuse Tippins of giving cancer patients false hope.
How do I answer that? I mean, if I've saved one other person other than me, it's worth it to me.
All we know for sure is that Joe Tippins is alive. In time, perhaps we'll also know if this medicine made for man's best friend might also be man's newest cancer cure.
Fascinating. When you're in the fight.
No, you won't. You ain't gonna learn that in time. No, you're not. Don't lie to yourself. Until you take down the industry, they're not gonna tell you how to get rid of what makes them billions of dollars. Hell no, they're not gonna. People are still voting for corporate greed. You are not going to take down the system. They're not going to tell you, oh, we found a cure for cancer, everybody. We don't want the billions of dollars anymore. Y'all keep it. Keep your money. We don't want your money. Keep your life. Yes, no, that's not how capitalism works. Not when it comes to that. It doesn't mean socialism and communism any better. They're all a part of the same crazy system. Anyway. Talk about a sheepdog. Well, you know what? I think that we might win something, Brenda, if we took the dog's healthcare system and gave it to the Americans. I think that we might be healthier. Well, because the dog healthcare system, they lean more towards herbal. They lean more towards holistic. I mean, dog food is like very healthy. Like, they feed them their actual food. Like a lot of dog food now, it's wolf food. It's not human food. It's not Twinkies. It's actually wolf food. And it actually makes sense to me that dogs are getting healthier and humans are getting sicker because it just makes more money you don't have as many blocking points for canines to keep them sick as humans. Canines get pain. People don't really care as much. Some people care about their dogs that much. Most don't, unfortunately. When humans have pain and they can't get cannabis and they can't grow their own painkillers, then they're going to buy from big pharmaceutical companies. And that's just how that works. Like it or dislike it, there is nobody out there fighting cancer. If they're actually successful and they rock, that's another boat. They actually rock that cancer boat the same way Martin Luther King did with bringing people together. No, it ain't gonna work. They kill them. Gerard, most dog food isn't healthy. I agree with you, Susan. Most dog food is not healthy, but most dog food is dog food. Most human food is not human food. You see what I'm saying? Most human food, most of the food that most of us eat, that's not human food. That's processed, GMOs, all kind of other things. But most dog food is actually animals, right? They are carnivores. Most of what they have is carnivores, meat. We're technivores. I don't get in the whole carnivore, herbivore debate. I let y'all go back and forth, yell and scream, act a fool, talk about things that you don't know. I just simply say this, we are technivores. Right? We are not carnivores nor omnivores. We are technivores. We use technology to eat things our body would not allow us to eat otherwise. It's like people eating a burger like, oh, I'm a carnivore. And I'm like, hey, that's not what carnivores do. Carnivores don't have microwaves. They don't do that. Carnivores, they don't have ovens to kick and kill all the bacteria and all the flora and fauna inside the meat that will murder you if you eat it raw. You're not a carnivore. You're a technivore. You use technology to eat things that you wouldn't normally eat. And it's not just the anti-carnivore. This is the vegetarians too, because we eat. You think we're supposed to have veggie burgers, man? You're not supposed to eat veggie burgers. Come on. We evolved eating raw things. We evolved using technology to heat food and burn it beyond recognition, so we could eat it, be soft on our teeth. Like even our teeth are changing because we use technology. We're technivores. We're evolving. I'm not sure if we're going the right way, but. But I would, I'm gonna go out on a ledge, Susan, with that one, and I'll say that dog food is healthier than human food. In America, I'm on that ledge, but not only that, dogs eat more of what they're supposed to eat than humans do. Right? We're not supposed to eat Big Macs. We're not supposed to eat, because it's all processed. More of the dog food is raw. And just from the point of, we don't really care how dog food tastes. Americans care about how their food, and it's in the West too. So theoretically, a corporation has to put more investment into making processed food taste good. That's why you got food chemists. For dog food, nobody cares. Bought the bag, you're gonna eat the bag. So they don't have to, so it would be cheaper. It is cheaper to feed a dog more healthier food than it is to feed a human healthier food. Just from taste alone, because there's no investment into taste. Many people's teeth are screwed up. Yes, Susan, they are. One of my favorite dentists, what did he say to me? He said, I said a couple weeks ago. He said, you only gotta brush the teeth you want to keep, and only brush on days you want to keep those teeth. Something like that. You gotta brush your teeth every day. That you gotta have that. Like he did studies, and actually he writes for one of these magazines, but. When you don't brush your teeth every day, there's a buildup on your teeth, and anaerobic bacteria live in that buildup, like a millimeter thick. It's not thick at all. Like if you go a day, you don't brush your teeth, or at the end of the day, you put your tongue on your teeth, and you can feel that the difference in in how your teeth feels. It's layers and layers of bacteria that can murder you, building up. And if they build up significantly, that actually ends up in your gut and the rest of your body and causes all kind of problems. Like they're tracing all types of diseases back to your mouth. And I don't know how that makes sense from an evolutionary perspective, but we eat things we're not supposed to eat at all. It's a plaque buildup, Susan, but it's more, within the plaque, there are different bacterias and I guess viruses and other things, pathogens that build up, whatever he was talking about. And that there's a whole study into how these become diseases later. Like they're saying something to the effect of most diseases in the human body start in the mouth. And that's the thing. That's the thing. All right, let's look at the news real quick. I'll look at the whole, see if anybody's celebrating. See if anyone's celebrating the holiday that everybody's off that the government gave him, and it's the same government that killed him and is still covering up his killers. tell no tales, the ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Right, no one's looking into those ties either. So, you know, that boat is not being rocked. Ayn Rand with Professor Lisa Dugan. I don't know. I thought Ayn Rand died. Oh, no, she's talking about Ayn Rand. Okay. Ayn Rand gave some positive, powerful quotes. I don't think she was a great person, but she gave some great quotes. And just because you're a suspect person doesn't take away the wisdom and the things you say that were true. Truth is truth, ignore the source. Canada wants to help taking out the trash in space. Well, humans in space, let's look at that real quick. What happens when aliens let humans come to space? This might be somewhere where aliens are failing.
The comfort of a Casper.
And again, I think they know all of our
The
satellites.
Canadian Defense Department is looking for ways to get rid of space junk. The government body is set to award contracts to companies that can track and remove trash that's orbiting our planet in order to make space safer for everybody. RT's Alex Mihailovich is in Toronto with more to this. Alex, so what's the deal?
Well, over the past couple of years, the Canadian military has dished out about $4 million US. That would be the equivalent to private researchers as well as university researchers to figure out, first of all, how this trash is, why it's there, and how much trash there is in space. So there's a lot of trash in space and a lot to be concerned about, actually. And this stuff's just circling the Earth. Now the military is ready to hand out some more cash, and they want to up this. They want more research into what's out there, first of all, and secondly, how to get rid of it. So how do you collect this space junk? So once again, they're going to these companies and they're, as well as university researchers, and they're asking, how do we get these pieces of rockets and satellites and other space debris out there out of the orbits that they're in, and maybe bring them home, or I don't know what you do with that space junk. That's the big question. Now, a request for proposal that came out last summer basically states, when in Earth orbits, space debris pose a risk of collision with space vehicles, humans, and even with other debris. The hazards posed by debris collisions include erosion to hulls, solar panels, and optics. Now, the request for proposal ended in September of last year, but now they're ready to give out the cash. They're saying this winter they're going to go to a number of different people that came forward. Contracts are worth about $200,000 each for a maximum of 6 months. So we should be finding out within the next month or so what's going to be done here and how they're going to move forward. Now, the Canadian military is actually mandated to protect Canadian assets in space. So this includes defending satellites, communications and surveillance and navigation systems that are in space. So that is actually a part of the Canadian military's job. The department says currently there is no effective system available, first of all, to remove debris, and second of all, to even count the number of pieces. So these are two things that they want to have done, obviously ASAP, before there's some massive damage done to some Canadian assets in space.
So, Alex, we know there's stuff floating around up there. It's been talked about, but I mean, is space junk really that big of an issue?
When you say stuff, it's millions of stuff. So look, the European Space Agency says 129 million pieces of space debris are circling the globe right now. That's a massive number. And so look at a little piece of debris. So let's say something about the size of a pumpkin seed. When it's moving at a speed of 17,000 miles per hour through space, it can do some damage. In other words, a small piece, if it was to hit a spacecraft, not only could it do damage to the spacecraft, but it could harm those people on board. It could actually kill astronauts or people that are out in space. Now, as long as these fragments are out there, there might be concern from our viewers. I know I was concerned about this before doing some research. Well, what if this stuff comes tumbling down to the ground? It won't, but it will stay in space for literally thousands, if not millions of years. And as time progresses and we send up more satellites and other things into orbit, this is just going to accumulate. Now, obviously,
I like space junk. I think I made a decision on this. I think I'm on space junk side. I was thinking about it. I think the aliens let us have junk up our space right above us because it destroys their satellites. Like, they don't want to clean it up because, it's like, oh, the government wants to clean up space. The government doesn't want to clean your water. Why would they want to clean space? The government wants to clean up space. The government doesn't want to clean the ocean. The government's not investing in cleaning anything. They don't want to clean your grocery store. They're not cleaning glyphosate out your food. Why would they want to clean space? Then that makes sense to me. It's because it's destroying their Space Force satellites. That's what it is. I think I'm on space junk side. I think I'm space junk 2020. I think space junk rocks the boat. I think that's a good idea. It probably gets in the way of death lasers of murdering people. What was that thing? The rod of God dropping big metal chunks of whatever on human cities to murder them. Yeah, I think I'm on space junk side. I don't think we need to clean it up. I think we need to clean up our act first. That's what I don't think I believe in investing in space anymore. I have to go with what Danny said right there. NASA lies too much. I mean, you got a whole fake Earth thing flat Earth thing that's going on, and I have to agree. NASA doesn't tell you the truth, so NASA ain't for me. Why do I care what they say? European Space Agency, they're not telling me the truth. Like, why would I want to invest in that? I don't want to invest in it. I'm anti-space at this moment in time. I don't think we need to go up anymore. We already know the aliens up there. We don't need to go up there no more. We already get it. I think that whatever they find, they're not going to tell us the truth. And whatever aliens they find, they're not going to tell them the truth neither. So I don't think we should be going to space anymore. I think we need to focus on us. I think we got plenty of trash to take out in our own heads. I have to agree with that. I'm on space junk side. I'm completely on space junk. Anti-space. I'm anti-space, Susan. I am, because we shouldn't be up there. We need to protect space. I think we need to protect space. But outside of that, I think that I don't want these people to represent me. I don't want not to the aliens, and hopefully the aliens are smart enough to know. I'm pretty sure they are. I don't want them representing me. We need to fix up our junk. We need to work this monkey stuff out. We need to get rid of this governmental systems and capitalism and communism and starving people and artificial scarcity and planned opposite. We have so much trash to take out. We don't have time to let our billionaires go into space. I think we ban all space projects. That's what I think. So, yeah, I'm on space junk side. I think space junk might actually stop them from murdering entire nations of people. It might actually get in the way of a direct energy weapon. Let me see. Raw meat's bones is soft enough for canines, does not cause choking. Right, isn't that about right, Miss Tree? Isn't that about right? I want to turn to that kind of discussion. I'm just saying, I'm a carnivore. Oh yeah, here's a chicken. I want you to eat this like a living chicken, Miss Tree. Like, with like the teeth, a little dinosaur. Like, okay, I'm gonna release the chicken in the yard. I want you to go catch the chicken and eat the chicken. You're a carnivore, are you, huh? Most American. And I got 100 friends. I hate to say it, but they eat a lot healthier. I understand my hunter friends. I don't understand my grocery store hunter friends. I don't understand them. I love them to death, but I'm just like, I've seen, hunters, on occasion, they take a chunk of raw meat, they'll eat it. But that's like fresh meat. That's meat that was fresh. It didn't get packed and go to the grocery store. But no, I don't think we're hunters. I got some hunter friends, they might actually catch the chicken. But most Americans, you think they're gonna catch a chicken? We should do a study. Get 10 Americans, put a chicken in the yard, and see if the American can catch the chicken. America ain't catching no chicken. American gonna catch a cold trying to catch the chicken. America ain't gonna catch no chicken. No. They barely walk. They barely walk straight. How the heck they gonna catch it? We are not carnivores, people. We're not. We're technivores. So yeah, and plus they get the bone anyway. You start breaking the chicken bones. If you don't cook them, they don't get soft. They break and they shard in your mouth and they cut you up. The canines have teeth for eating chicken bones. We don't. But people like to debate it, and that's fine. I don't tell nobody what to do. I really don't care what people do. I'm only concerned with myself. I just say things that are truthful that I think make sense in my head. I buy pork chops from Costco for my dog. I bake them with coconut oil and spices at the price of dog food. All right, go on, Kia. That's a dog owner that loves their dog. I don't think you're supposed to bake them, though, are you, Kia? I think you're supposed to give them to them raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. I think they're supposed to eat it raw. Like we're supposed to eat deep leafy greens raw and as much as we can. That's why I laugh at the whole idea. I'm not trying to tell everybody, you want people to be like you? No, actually, I don't. I don't eat healthy. I don't. I'm a vegetarian, and most vegetarian food I eat it cooked. That's probably why I'm gonna die of dog cancer. If I were truly eating human healthy, I'd be eating raw, probably vegan for the most part, I guess, and lots of it. And every now and then, little bits and pieces of meat. Let's be honest. We're gonna be honest. The rabbit every now and then he'll nibble on his friend. His friend get the wolf, get the fox, get him. The rabbit kind of take a little nibble. The hippopotamus will too. Anyway, boat rockers. That's what we're talking about. Praise the boat rockers. Well, not praise them. Thank the boat rockers. A lot of people rocking boats. Yes, give your dog raw meat. Yes, that's right, Gerard. Raw bones. Right, Susan, because it's raw. I mean, that's it's a wolf. Wolves, nobody was out there cooking food for wolves. I mean, Kia's showing her love. She's definitely showing her love and softening it up. But there are enzymes and other things that they need raw like us. There are things that we need raw. Our body systems evolved to eat those things in those ways. But I kind of see Kia's point too, because it's just like that pork, that's not fresh pork. Like with the wolves, when they eat the pork, they murder that thing. They kill it and they eat it on the spot. They don't wait and send it and put it on the truck and let it go to the grocery store after a few months or weeks or something, and who knows what's like percolating and growing and becoming something. So she ain't right. She's not right. She's not wrong on that. And it just might be cooking some of this horrible, horrible pig stuff that's coming out of these grocery stores is saving dogs' lives, So, all right. And by the way, this is Martin Luther King's holiday. And the only reason I'm on today to tell people that the guy who killed Martin Luther King still bopping around. He's a doctor. He smothered him. You need to follow up the last trial so that you know that. All the politicians praising him haven't done nothing about that. The guy who shot him is still free. He lives in Alabama. He's a mechanic. They know him well, and he has affiliations with Langley, Virginia. Nobody knows. The sniper team that did that, the training system that allowed a sniper team to train and actually be deployed into a city where Martin Luther King died on the day he died, a system that allows that to occur has not been dismantled. Until you put stops in place, you don't give two damns about Martin Luther King. I don't care the color of your skin, what kind of authority you are, what party you serve. If you haven't done anything about that, you don't give two damns. You haven't done anything to solve any problems on the root level. Besides the fact they're all pro-war anyway. So why in the world would, if Martin Luther King were alive today, he'd just be chastising the hell out of everybody posting his memes. That's an authority. That's my take. Anyway. Let me see, Jimmy Dore, Trump is doing what George Bush did with preemptive war. And that is true, but also Barack Obama did it too. And Clinton did it too. And let's be honest across the board. Let's not fake the funk, because the only way we can talk about the root problems is if we don't fake the funk. We don't play in the side effect land. And that's why he's saying George Bush and Trump, because it's doing the whole Republican Democrat thing. And ain't no difference between them. The two birds of a feather flock together on everything important, which is usually human life and war, poisoning food and water, having sniper teams killing American citizens and not doing nothing about it, having Jeffrey Epstein's and his enterprise still producing new islands and not doing anything about it, but yet yelling and screaming about impeachments and silly stuff. Nobody cares where the president put his penis. I don't care about no president's penises. No other vaginas. I don't care about none of that. It's not my business. It has nothing to do with running a country. It has nothing to do with running a country. It has nothing to do with ending slavery. It has nothing to do with reducing a police state. It has nothing to do with stopping war and evolving and becoming better. All right, outrageous charges filed against Odell Beckham Jr. Well, I assume that he is a sports person because he's got on some sports person clothes. And I don't know anything about sports. I don't care. I played sports, not interested in watching grown men in tights. Nothing wrong with you want to do that. The whole Coliseum thing gets to me. I think it reinforces too much tribalism. China's 200 billion promise won't be kept. I'm not sure what it is. But if they don't have to keep it, I'm sure they won't keep it, like America keeps none of its promises. That's just the craziest and the dumbest thing to actually say you're going to keep a promise and lose money. Your citizens don't force you to keep that promise. Looming cashless society, will it benefit you? Of course it will. Ooh, Michelle Greenstein. We're going to talk about the Zeitgeist movement.
Been hearing for
we're going to talk solutions.
In the future, we're going to live in a cashless society, right?
Of course we are.
Well, tonight we ask...
Of course we are. Oh, I got to turn the volume up on that. Of course we either going to live on a cashless society or we're all going to die and cash going to live by itself as minerals in the ground. Because cash, if we keep money, money's gonna murder us. That's why Jesus hated money in banks. They are actually the thing that keeps the humans locked into slavery. So let's talk about cashless society.
When is it really coming? And what's it going to mean? How's it going to affect my life, your life? Good, bad, indifferent? NRS correspondent Michelle Greenstein joins us now to answer these questions. Michelle, you've been working on this for 48 hours now, or something like that.
Sure.
What have you found out?
Well, to answer your first question of is it coming, the short answer is yes. We see the latest example today in Greece. Greeks now must spend at least 30% of their income electronically. And if they don't, then they will face a 22% fine on the shortfall. So let's say you only spend 15% and not 30, then that remaining 15% will be fined 22%. Now, let's remember that already in Greece, we have any bill under 70 euros must be paid either electronically by a check or by a credit card. So in this instance, using cash is not just taboo and not just financially de-incentivized, but actually illegal. But the truth is, Rick, this is symptomatic of a global trend. We had in India in 2016, the government declaring...
Hang on. No. Okay, so we got it wrong. All right. Cashless society means nothing. All right, nothing. All right, I'm not interested in a cashless society. All right, because what they're saying is keeping money but not using cash. That's not the same thing. Like, I'm interested in ending human forced labor. And the only way you end human forced labor in banking and banksters is you get rid of money, period, as a concept, not as a thing. Right? When you get rid of cash, all you're doing is you're making it easier for billionaires to control your society. You're making it easier for them to be corrupt. You're making it easier because it's the same way as the internet, right? And this is the IT perspective, right? When everything's digital, you can modify it all you want, right? So books, right? You write a book. Who is this? Who is it? Melba writes a book and she puts a bunch of stuff in there. We can fact check the book. Melba can't go and delete and change bits and paragraphs. Melba wrote a book. We can go back and say, this is right, this is wrong, need to change that. But when you have the internet, you don't have that, right? You can go back and change anything you want at any time you want. You can change the entire history of the human race and nobody will know what was there prior. Same thing with money to that degree. It's just more control. So people are highly controlled now. You don't have books. They're on the internet and all their data's on the internet and history's on the internet. Same thing with money. When you have cash and banks and ledgers and things you write down, it's a little more difficult to be corrupt and dirty because these things are more permanent. When they're just digits in a database, corruption is going to go to a whole new level. So yeah, this isn't about money in society. That's about a cashless society. And is she correct? She's correct. We're going to definitely go to a cashless society because it's easier to control people in a cashless society. I'm only interested in ending slavery. I'm only interested in a moneyless society. Cashless don't mean nothing. It just means we're going to be oppressed even more. It means it's going to give them increased controls over the human race. I don't think we should be controlled. I don't believe in control. I think people should be free. So, and that's not going to happen until money goes away. If you build a society and the basis of that society is money, then money and power rule. So money completely has to go away. So I really don't even want to watch that. I don't think that's going to help anything. Let me see. You can track all spending. Right, Gina, and that you can track all spending. You can track where everybody goes. You can track what they do, who they talk to, wherever. Now the money's in the database. There are pharmaceuticals in the database. Google's a pharmaceutical company. You've got GPS tracking. 1984 wasn't supposed to be an instruction manual. So I'm against any of that. I'm against anything that gives the kings and lords more power until we put them back in their box. The genie's out the box and we need to put them back in the box. We need freedom. We need a system that leaves people alone. We don't need to increase the power of the people who are in control, and they obviously don't give two damns about the future of the planet. I mean, think about it like that. You know, that doomsday clock, it's not going backwards, it's going forwards. It's getting faster and faster and faster because we continue to get more and more power to a system that you don't even have to know the details to know it doesn't work. Just look around the planet. It's obviously it doesn't work. So yeah, no, I don't believe in money at all. You don't even need money. You don't even need it. You can already meet everybody's needs with a portion of the war budget. So what do we need money for? So unless somebody tells me it's a wasted thing. It's a dead concept. It's a legacy idea that was outdated like 20 years ago. we can free everybody. All these kids in trailer parks, all the kids in the ghettos and the barrios, they all need food and houses. People in LA and San Francisco, they need to be taken care of. The people in Yemen. But as long as you keep people in conflict over money and everybody's fighting each other for this money stuff, you can make slaves out of the entire population. And I think slavery is a bad idea. Let me see what we got. I was weak of the flesh when I took Maximus. I couldn't stand how sick he was. Just had to try. Oh, okay. Y'all off talking about your dog or something? Maximus, or that might be somebody's husband. I don't know what y'all talking about. My daughter and I are notorious for giving cats a safe place to live. We customarily taken in the sick and abandoned. Well, mistreat, and those are the morals we always had when we were a community. I believe more in community than I do in nation. I believe in community. When we were a community and a family, we took care of each other. We didn't say, oh, you need to go to the church and get some food. You took care of each other. You need to go to the government, get your welfare. No, we just took care of each other. I believe in, because in small groups and communities and tribes and families, we take care of each other. When we get these big old ignorant, apathetic things the size of nations, then it just makes us apathetic. Like I don't know of any nation that works. I mean, the closest one might be Bhutan, right? They created the gross domestic happiness. They might be on the path to becoming civilized, but none of the other nations. I don't think you can civilize 300 million people in one big block. I don't think that's possible. So yeah, we need to go. I think if we go back to living in small communities, little tribes or whatever, I think people will start loving each other like they love their pets. I think people will start thinking each other, look out for each other like they did the rabbits, right? Like, oh, look at the cute rabbit. They get their phone out, take a picture. You don't see anyone crying over people on the streets of LA. Not many, because people don't care. That's the sick thing about money is everyone's out for theirs, and it makes them apathetic against everybody else. The new monetary system is already set. This is countries around the world are opting in as the World Bank would like. And I agree with Chris, absolutely. The new monetary system's already in place. Nothing's collapsing, they're just shutting it down. They've already got the new thing ready to go. They already got the new excuses. The only that we don't have yet, Chris, is they haven't starved people into begging for it. That's what they got to do first. They have to break America down, make them hate the dollar. And when enough people are living like the homeless people in LA, living in tents and don't have any food, there's scarcity, crime, and poverty. We beg for more laws. We beg for more police. We beg to get rid of more of our rights. And then they can swoop in and save us with the new system. I don't know, call it the Roth coin. They're like, we need the Roth Bitcoin. The Roth Bitcoin will save us. And I'll be with y'all. I'll be right with y'all. I'll be begging for it. Got people robbing, killing, and stealing. There's no fresh water. There's nothing. The tap ain't coming on. The power's not on. Zombies all in the street. We'll all be begging for the Roth coin. Because the human race is controlled. We're compelled to do things. And everything is just it's a system set. Everything is a setup. That's how they control us. All right. Good morning, Brother Adam. Let me see. People overall are less lonely, which makes a huge difference as well. Are people less lonely? I don't know. Let me see. But I think it's a bad idea what Gina's saying. I think it's a bad idea to give psychopaths more power. Psychopaths don't need more power, they need less. Psychopaths don't need more military, they need less. Psychopaths don't need more enlisted, they need less. Psychopaths don't need more voters, they need less. Psychopaths don't need more space weapons, they need less. Psychopaths don't need more Epstein Islands, they need less. Psychopaths don't need more ability to kill civil rights leaders, they need less. Rock the boat, especially when the boat don't make no sense. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Dale. You'll care once you're forced to get a chip, though. Meg's is saying. Yeah, and everyone's gonna get a chip. Like, the chip is an option. We keep going this direction. Well, you got the chip and you got the chunk, right? You got the chip, and that's just where they put the chip in. But then you got the chunk, which is that whole circuit board. That's the cyborg thing, where they put the whole circuit board right there, and that's coming. Because people gonna run. This is America. Please, people gonna run for that. They can't wait to get the chunk. They're gonna get the whole chunk of the computer right there, and I think the chip is like for identification for the most part, and the whole circuit board is like controlling the human body. because people want to be cyborgs. If you got the chunk, you're going to make 400,000 a year. If you got the chip, you're still a human. And so people are going to basically turn their bodies over to be run for large portions of the day. And somebody laughing, this is real. We did this a few months ago. Y'all remember the chunk? Don't make me, I can't find, I know they probably deleted it off of YouTube, but it was the chunk where people get the whole circuit board and they stick it on their head. Because you got people cheering for the chip now. So how are you going to tell me they're not going to cheer for the chunk? Hell yeah, they're going to cheer for the chunk. They're going to turn their bodies over because we're slaves. Like, this is crazy unless you accept what we actually are. They don't love us. You can't don't love you. The Democrats report the Lords, they don't love you. You're a means to an end. And when the means requires you to give up your body to some slavery, you're going to give up your body to the slavery. Because why? Because money. You need the money, right? You're not going to live in a tent. How many politicians you see going to live out in a tent they say in LA, you can't go look under an overpass without seeing a tent city. The politicians care, that's where they go. But if you think you're going to earn 120,000 Roth coins per year and live under a bridge like a troll and be happy with that? No. If you can't afford, if you need 400,000 Roth coins to live in a house and drive a car, then that's what people are going to do. And they're going to fight. We're going to fight over it. That's the crazy part. The crazy part is, like, if you really think about, like, we can talk about like real powerful things. We can talk about what we need to do. But in reality, I know if we don't do it, you don't think I'm gonna fight over Roth coins, man? Who's talking about the chip? I'll beat you. I'm gonna get the chunk faster than you. I'm gonna look at the trends. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna see most people going for the chip and they're getting higher salaries so they don't have to go to prison and be slaves. Gosh darn it, I'm going for the chunk. And I'll fight it best I can when I turn it off at the end of the day. Instead of clocking in, you go and you chunk in. You get in, you scan your head. You go to work because you're a cyborg. You scan your head like, you know how people scan their badge. You take the badge, to get into work. We don't even need those when we got the chunk. You just walk right on it. And as soon as you walk in, your whole body stops and you just take over. You get your instructions, what you're supposed to do for the day. And your body just becomes a cyborg and it does it. And that's the truth. Why? Because I like food. I like water and I like food. And I like to stay in a place where rain ain't falling on my head. And just because that's the case and we got money in banks, that means I'm going to fight you over it. And I don't want to fight you over it. That's the thing, is I don't want to fight you over it. I think that we should just create a system where billionaires don't run the world. That's all I'm saying. Chip is invasive. Yes, it is. Jennifer, the chip is invasive. It'll probably cause cancer. It'll probably radiate chips and all kind of problems. But they don't really care, Jennifer. Like it's like in the movie Dune. Y'all remember Dune? We got that polluted, radiated species of fat people that float and got all kind of orbs and things pumping in them, and they're just so radiated. At the end of the day, you got to poke a little thing in the belly and it sucks all the radiation out. That's America. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. They don't care that you're gonna only live to be 19. They don't care. Billionaires got money to make. When you build a system that's based in money and power, it's gonna go to those extremes. It's gonna go to the extremes. That's how it works. It's the system. Bob Marley told you that. The system. That's why they killed Bob Marley, same reason they killed Martin Luther King. When Bob Marley was out there like, Rasta man, black man, vibrations, they was okay with him. And he finally said the problem wasn't the white man or the black man. The problem is the system. And they killed him. Because when you figure out it's the system, when you actually say something that's going to rock the boat, that's when they're going to come for it. All right, a lot of references to low vibe tickled me. Yeah, low vibe everywhere. Gerard, the talk with Emmy last Saturday was amazing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Emmy's a lot of fun, Christine. I think she might be live right now. Y'all should follow her. She got a big following on YouTube. You'll care once you're forced to get the chip, though. Yeah, I won't be forced to get the chip, Max. That's what I'm trying to say. I won't be forced. It's not going to be a force. It's not going to be a forced thing at all. They don't have to force anybody. They just compel. That's all they got to do. And they give me an option. I can have a choice. I can be a troll under a bridge in LA, or I can be a chunked human being. And I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose the chunk. because that's how I go. I chose a car. I chose a smartphone. I know radiation is coming out of this phone right now. This is, I'm gonna make your healthcare go up. Look like this. All I gotta do is talk on the phone like that. And I just made y'all pay more for healthcare in the future because I have brain cancer. And so if I choose this stuff, I know I'm gonna choose the chunk, right? Because I choose this, now I might push it away from me and I try to, do it best that I can. But this is why we need to build a world where everybody's free to make their own choices. They're not compelled by billionaires that own every daggone thing. All right, that's all I got. Y'all got anything else? I gotta go. I gotta pee. Remember that song, "Rock the Boat"? Yes, rock that boat, baby. Susan remembers that song. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just sit back and let it flow. Don't rock the boat. Yes, rock that boat, baby. We need to rock the boat. All right. What are we singing? Oh my gosh, does he really sing? I can hit the pitch when I need to. All right, let's read the rest of the headlines. What's at the head of the lines? So yeah, that whole cashless society, that's not important. That's not important. Of course, they're just moving us to the next system. That's why I'm hoping we educate ourselves for this coming collapse where they try to flip it and we say no, and we go a new direction where we have a moneyless society. No communism, no capitalism, no socialism. We got robots. Robots don't ask for salary, nor do they actually pay taxes. Therefore, they will completely replace you. And people will try to compete with the robot. That's the crazy thing. Is people had a chunk trying to compete with the robots, and it's just like, well, we got the new chunk out, but it causes radiation. It's going to murder you in less than 5 years of having the chip. But you're trying to outperform the robot because you want to keep your job, so you'll do it. Once again, everything is just compulsion. We need a world where we're not compelled. Free human beings, let them go do what they need to. Let the robots do the heavy work. Get rid of corporations. We don't need them. Then how are we going to do any work? What's going to get us to do work? Why are you worried about other people doing work? If you want to do work, go do work. Let everyone do what they love. Stop telling other people they got to be slaves. We suffer this slave mind thing. We can't seem to get past it. We need to be told what to do. You don't need to be told what to do. You're not a slave. You are not a slave to people who own the most jewels. It boggles my mind. People can't see that. But then again, I enjoy being a slave too. Michigan considers adding third gender to the driver's license. A third gender to the driver's licenses. I don't know. Why am I laughing? It's just funny. I don't think any licenses should have any genders. Because then there'll be 4 genders, and there's gonna be 5 genders, there's gonna be 6 genders. And this just doesn't make any sense for just like, we understand, let people be what they wanna be. I believe in all genders. I think there could be 7 billion different genders, ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care, we shouldn't care. Why should you even have a driver's license? Maybe that's the question. Not if we should add another gender to the driver's license, but why do we have it to begin with? Why does the state, why does the king, why do the lords need to know who you are, where you're going, and what you got in your pants, or where you're going to put it later? Why do they need to know that? Why do they need to know what sex you are, or what race you are, ethnicity? How is that important to anything? To me, it's not important to anything. They don't need to know. That's not the information. I think people should have some privacy. Government, kings and lords should never have privacy. Corporations, they shouldn't even exist. If they do exist, the big ones, they shouldn't have any privacy at all. That's stupid. Driver's licenses shouldn't even exist. Races shouldn't exist. We get that check box. What race are you? I'm a god. That's what I'm gonna start checking other. What race are you? I'm a frequency god. That's what I need to see. That's how we know we're getting somewhere. When that actually becomes a box, not an other option, then we might be getting somewhere towards consciousness. Trump calls generals dopes for foreign policy and turmoil. Generals aren't dopes. They're just doing a job like Trump is, like Obama did, like everybody else did. Not rocking the boat, doing what they're supposed to, putting biscuits on the table. UFC star Conor McGregor returns to the octagon. I don't even know what that is, other than universal fighting something. Anyway, ultimate fighting, that's what it is. It's just dumb stuff. We need to move past violence. Fair and balanced. Oh, that's her name? I thought that was Fair and Balanced. Or did she change her name? Or is that the name of the show? I don't know. Fair and Balanced. Get to work, Congress. No, get rid of Congress. That's fake news. Get rid of Congress. They don't need to get to work. We know what their job is. The system is not broken. Congress is not broken. It is literally their job to make profit. Just get rid of them. Soline, protein made out of thin air. Ooh, let's look at that. That might be interesting. That actually might be newsworthy.
Now, there's a new source of protein made literally out of thin air, but it's getting quite a buzz. How healthy is it? Well, RT correspondent Natasha Sweet takes a look from LA.
Imagine a solid protein source without hurting the environment from a cellular level. While it may sound far-fetched, some experts believe this could replace soy, helping the environment and our health. A new protein source called Solein is virtually made from air, water, and renewable electricity. The protein is created through living microbes that are then fermented. Once dried, the protein becomes this yellow flour-like powder. Yuri Lee, a certified nutritionist, says this could pave the way to helping not only our health, but also our planet.
We have such a problem with our agriculture business. The way we are doing it is unsustainable.
As it stands right now, to create 2.2 pounds of Solein, it would take about 2.6 gallons of water. The same amount of soy would need 550 gallons of water, and the same amount of beef would need 3,300 gallons of water. But it's not just water that's impacting the environment. Lee says the way cattle are being fed and injected with hormones is killing our land and also the reason behind so many health problems in the U.S. Cattle are being fed mostly corn and soy, which, according to Lee, is actually toxic.
I'm from an Asian country where the soy has been one of the main sources of protein for thousands of years. We eat soy in a way of fermented state. We never eat soy in a regular way or dry in a protein powders or with milk the way Western society has it. Why? Well, there is a question. Well, because it's very toxic.
If not fermented, soy can reportedly disrupt hormones. And while not everyone is consuming raw tofu, if you're eating meat or poultry, it's likely you too are consuming large amounts of soy. So if animals are consuming this new protein, it could make the meat you consume healthier.
It's going into almost every processed product as a binder, and it's being fed to cattle. And not to mention, it's a #1 GMO source of food.
Well, it's still about 2 years away from being mass-produced. Lee is optimistic about Solein and hopes more clean alternative protein sources become available. And while the scientists behind Solein say there's no question this dietary change can help the environment, they say at this point it's not meant to replace all protein sources, but as Lee mentions, and if the market is responsive, it may be a great alternative to soy. Reporting in Los Angeles, Natasha Sweet, RT.
At this point, what isn't a good alternative to soy? I don't know that I agree that Solein is good. I don't know my proteins. Somebody have to tell me about it. They know about this, but in general, raw, natural food. What do cows eat? Feed cows what they eat. It's interesting, maybe if you can get this Solein out the sky and help feed people for more sustainable food systems, people who that don't have a choice, right? They're gonna die if they don't have it. But I think that you let cows eat grass. But she's right about the soy part. She's 100. You know, so first of all, in Asian countries, they ferment the soy. Americans don't. That's why you got, what is it, fibromyalgia and all the other problems that they have. It throws off your estrogen balance, creates all these issues. So yeah, you shouldn't be. This is why when people say, I'm vegetarian, I'm healthy. Okay. Most people I know, when you first go vegetarian, you like eat a lot of soy burgers and stuff. That stuff is not healthy. Yeah, it is not. It is not. If you're just gonna stay eating these veggie burgers, you get frozen, the processed ones in the store made of soy, you might as well just stay eating meat. You'll live longer. There's a difference between a somebody who eats naturally and somebody who eats unnaturally. I used to call them junk vegetarians, junk vegans. Now I just I like the word natural. I don't like these names. I don't like any of the names. Carnivores, omnivores, technivores, vegetarians, pescatarians, picatarians. That's just too much. It's too much. Do you eat natural food? If you eat natural food, your body will perform naturally how it's supposed to. If you don't, you will be sick. Bottom line. So my goal in life, it has never been to be vegetarian or vegan. My goal in life is to eat more natural. If what you're eating is unnatural for the millions of years you've been here, you need to eat less of that. That's the direction that you should go. But yeah, pretty much everything is better than soy. Rocks, paper, cardboard, shoes, leather. Everything is better than soy at this point. Nobody should be eating soy, anything that comes out of America. Hell no. It's a monster. It's genetically modified. It's not even natural. Stay away from it. I had a farmer ask me that. He said, how do you know that GMO's hurting people? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that it is, and I don't actually care that it is. If somebody went to the moon and came back with something that looked like a tomato and said, we should eat this, would you eat it? That's the question. Because genetically modified food, they're not natural. They're literally mixing DNA with something else that would never happen on Earth. It's a completely unnatural thing. It's literally an alien thing. It's an alien compound. This Arctic apple, the strawberries mated with mixed with the jellyfish, and none of this stuff is natural. Nobody has any idea what that's going to do in the human body. So yeah, you get some astronauts that go to Mars and get something that look like a banana, but it's striped, and bring it home. You want to eat this in a salad? No, don't. I'll watch you eat it and I'm gonna film it, but I ain't gonna watch it. I just want to see vomit come out your ears and blood shoot out your anus. I might actually get a viral video watching you. Like, no, it's genetically modified. You know, these people aren't as smart as you think they are. That's why I say, you know, if they made it in a lab, let it stay in a lab. Do not put that in your body. These people are nuts, especially coming from a crony capitalist nation like the United States, and everything that's profitable means it's true. Oh, hell no. Right now, like this belief in state and corporations is like a religion. The whole vaccine, like this mess has gone way too far. That's why I'm gonna collapse it. I let the whole thing collapse. Psychological systems should not be disrupted. I know what you're saying, Miss Tree. I've been in many interesting experiences, standing up to crazy. Oh, okay, y'all having your own conversation. Y'all know we in the room, right? I'm just saying, Kia and Miss Tree, y'all know we here. We over here, we talk. Y'all don't know if y'all want to get in the conversation. All right, I have too much fun doing this. This is fun. They're off there going, look, they're just having a great, they're having a great conversation. I don't even care about what we're talking about. I don't even care. They off going. I bet you don't even hear me at this point. They just probably over there. All right, I gotta get going. What is natural? Nothing on this planet. Basically, Susan, right? They're spraying out the sky, they're spraying in. You know what? Nothing's natural. The water's foul and filthy, the air, the food, everything's toxic and polluted, like the guy on Dune. Totally agree with you. I think what we need to do at this point is we just need to say enough is enough. The good thing about this ecosystem, this Garden of Eden, it automatically cleans itself up. There's nothing you can do that's so bad it won't reboot itself. It's just, the sooner we stop being stupid, taking laboratory creations and put them in nature, spraying chemicals and pesticides and herbicides and humanicides, spraying them every damn everywhere, the sooner the planet will reboot. The sooner microbiology will start breaking it down. You got caterpillars eating plastic now. You got bacteria eating plastic. The sooner we stop being stupid, the sooner things can reboot. And then we'll have natural things on here to eat again. I think that's all we gotta do. Something like Rebecca got snipers on the roof. What the hell happened? What I missed? Whoa, Rebecca, what's going on? You got snipers on the roof, girl? You need to move. Snipers on the roof of Virginia Capitol. Oh, okay. Snipers on the roof of Virginia Capitol. Hang on, Rebecca. I'm trying to see if I care. Hold on. No, let me think about this. Do we care? It's important. I'm glad that you posted it because we need to think about this. Do we care that there are snipers on the roof of the Virginia Capitol? And another question might be, are there supposed to be snipers on the roof of Virginia Capitol? Well, so what's happening in Virginia, that's that whole gun thing, right? Where the sheriffs are pretending to stand up for the people, because I hope y'all don't think it's I hope y'all don't think that. I mean, I think it would be beautiful if they are. I think sheriffs, they like to live in a government that will drop buildings on babies, doesn't give two damns about sheriffs. And yeah, so I don't think they're gonna stand up if they actually do send a National Guard in. A nation that is the #1 weapons trafficker in the world is supposed to have snipers all over its nation. How about that? A nation that sends more tanks around the world than anybody else will definitely have violent people in its nation. Until we get our government back in line with the human race, as long as it's okay for them to kill people and people are voting and cheering for them, as long as it's okay to keep systems in place that killed Martin Luther King and JFK and 9/11, as long as we keep those secrecy and that system in place, then absolutely there are going to be snipers on top of every single. We're lucky, actually, Rebecca. Come to think of it, we're lucky. We're lucky there's only snipers on Virginia's Capitol. That's how I know the aliens are real. That's how I know God loves us, yo. That's how God will never leave nor forsake us, because it's the only snipers on one building. They should be everywhere. Usually every homeless person in LA probably should be a sniper on a building somewhere, right? They paid their taxes and now they live under a bridge in a tent. How does that make any sense? So yeah, I think that we're lucky and we're blessed. Although the gods did leave and forsake us, I'm pretty sure. I think that's where religions came from. I think the gods came here, we became a cargo cult, and the kings were like, oh, no, the gods didn't go nowhere, they're still here. In fact, they're omnipotent. They can see and smell and breathe. They're still here, in fact, but they only talk to me. They don't talk to you. So we need ministers, we need pastors to translate the message for you. We need a pope or somebody to put into place, because God don't want to talk to you. God is still here. God said he's not going to leave nor forsake you, but he's here and he speaks through me to you. And they started writing all them scriptures. God wants the king to rule over the nations. God doesn't want no king. God has nothing to do with pedophilia. God has nothing to do with control systems and compulsion and banks. Okay, God, I don't know what God is, but God is not, where's Susan at? Low vibe. God don't know what God is, but God does not vibrate low. It created all of this in the universe. It left and forsake us, people. It just left. Just admit that. Just allow that to be true and resonate. God left and forsake, because we got to figure it out ourselves. You know, it's not like God didn't tell us, love each other, take care of each other, treat your women like they're actual equals or better because they're creators, but damn sure don't treat them like they're cattle. And what y'all do? Decide to go treat them like the cattle and keep writing more laws. And so anyway, God gave everybody free will, and what y'all want? Y'all want to create economic systems and banking so none of us have free will. Literally, the free will concept is anti to capitalism, communism, and socialism. Like, think about it for a minute. Like, these are forced labor systems. They require to take a human being and strap a yoke around his neck and put it out there in the pasture and force it to do some work. And I think that's completely opposite of free will. Completely the opposite. And I'm gonna keep yelling it till people get. No, I don't know. The guys left and forsake us because the guys knew we weren't right in the head. The guys must be crazy because they created us. That was not a TV show. That was a statement of truth. And then they made it a TV show. The God's crazy as hell. I love you. This is round. I don't think it left nor forsake. I don't think it left or forsake us. I think we just got to figure it out ourselves. It told us what we're supposed to be doing, and we decided not to do it. Good morning, Josh. All right, I got to get out of here, you guys. I got to go. And mistreating them, they rejoin the conversation. They all still doing their own thing. If anyone really cared, an end to the timed obsolescence would haven't been first priority. If anyone cared, an end to the okay, to end time. You mean planned obsolescence? Are you using VTT? You're using that voice to text stuff, aren't you? I hate that because it just always jacks up. It makes me sound like I'm illiterate half the time. Maybe I kind of am. But yeah, I mean, if anyone cared, they didn't planned obsolescence. Like, we plan for people to live in tents under bridges in LA. We plan for people to live under these in the subway tunnels under New York. You know, if you want to help people, then don't manufacture a society that requires planned obsolescence in everything. And people have what they need. But the goal isn't to give people what they need. The goal is to play keep away. The goal is to play keep away with the things that people need to turn them violent and in conflict with each other, and that's how a system gains more power. So I totally agree with you. Go, the Institute for Responsible Technology, and search for GMO corn for the videos. Yes, absolutely. If y'all don't know what the Institute for Responsible Technology is, you need to spend a little time over there. Real science. That's where real scientists hang out. Responsible technology. It is not responsible to make drones that kill people. That's not responsible. You know what? It's like, you know, when we were kids and you make the little paper wads where you get the rubber band, and you get the paper, you wad up a sheet of paper and you make a wad and you take the hit your friend in the back of his head. That was not a responsible use of technology. I've come to realize that it was not, because you could have put somebody's eye out with that. Those things hurt. The paper wads we used to, and sometimes you got that friend little bastard, you put in his mouth because you get it wet, it would hurt more, or you put a piece of tape around it, you could take an eye out. That's not a responsible use of technology. And I think of the government in that way. with these chemical companies and pesticides. That's not a responsible use of the technology, spraying the carcinogen on the tomatoes. That's not responsible. And then yelling, we need to get universal health care for our people. No, you need to stop putting cancer on the food. You need to stop putting Viagra in the water. I'm okay. I don't need the Viagra. I'm vegetarian. I'm good to go. I don't need the Viagra in my water. Oh, Lord, talk about responsible use of technology. Yes, oh my goodness gracious. And I know, but mostly they're all talking, they're about GMO and stuff. But as a concept, right? We make something, and what do we use it for? Tesla made energy, and we could have gave everybody free energy, but instead we gave everybody scarce energy. What Key was talking about, planned obsolescence. We planned the obsolescence of the thing to keep people in conflict. So if people don't have heat, then they'll fight their neighbor for more oil. They'll work longer. They'll work harder than their neighbor because they want to have heat. They want to have electricity. And that's how that works. The system doesn't. The system is not designed for us. This system was not designed for subjects. It was not designed for serfs. It was not designed for peasants. If you were in the lower class, the middle class, or the upper class, this system was not designed for you. It was designed to keep you in conflict with other people. You have an elite cabal that runs everything. Okay, I gotta get out of here on that note. Whew. I gotta go. I'm in slavery, so I gotta go. All right, let me see what else we got. Last couple comments, and we're gonna get out of here. Good to be with you all today, friends. I'm living where I can't stream, so I miss y'all. Oh, okay, Melville. Yeah, I ain't seen you in a minute. Good morning, Sandy. Yes, we have to relax, and everything will work out. Let nature work out. Yes, Tao is me. We have to relax, Christine. Not on just on a personal level. You know, being in conflict with other people. But keep calm and let nature do what nature does. Nature knows how to clean this up. Nature will clean it up. We just got to get out of nature's way. You know, it's like a garden and soils. The soils will rebuild. They'll get rid of the glyphosate. They'll get rid of the GMO crap. They'll get rid of the herbicides. We just got to give it a chance. We can help nature. We got to stop controlling nature. Yep, there you go, Christine, gun control. And that's what's happening in Virginia. I'm not interested in gun control. I'm interested in environment control. You can control the environment that people are raised in. They won't pick up guns. That's more important than anything. You can't control people in guns because people pick up guns for good reasons. Because they were born in an environment that makes them want to pick up a gun to solve a problem. So when you fix the environments, control the environment, not the people become who they're supposed to. I don't believe in, I'm completely anti to gun control. The only gun control I believe in is military control. I believe in the elite's military control. I believe in you should not have offensive weapons. I think everybody probably still has to have a Pentagon. You probably got to protect your borders because until we feed everybody, you're still going to have psychopaths and some of them will bubble up into government, most of them. So, but every military across the country, across the world, you can only have defensive technology. You only have defensive technology. You don't have to worry about anybody getting invaded. Everybody has food and water. Eventually this whole psychopath warrior gene thing goes away. Then we evolve and then we start dealing with real problems and stop dealing with the fake problems. I don't like artificial problems and fake problems that come from tribalism. That's stupid. When we use the technology responsible, everybody has water, everybody has food. Let me get rid of the model behind me because that's why people watch the news. That's why they pick certain people to do the news because they know men will tune in. They don't do that, men won't tune in. I wanted to end on this, make sure it's like, no, ain't nobody. Because you know he gonna speak today. Y'all know they're gonna get him out there. People gonna be clapping and cheering. Yay! It's like, keep calm. And realize ain't none of your politicians rocking the boat. Keep calm and realize all your politicians are paid to stabilize the boat. It is their job. It is what they do. What you want them to do has nothing to do with the price of beans in China. It is their job to pretend they're boat rockers while they're stabilizing. All right, and the whole system needs to fall. The boat needs to get rocked. All right, gods fled long ago. Yeah, Christine, they did. And that's why the kings and lords became gods. And I think the gods are still intact with us, however all of this stuff works out. But I think they're going to let us figure it out ourselves or go extinct. And we're right now on that path to extinction. We're working it out, Christine. We can't wait to ask to get it. We can't do what? Did y'all know an island disappeared in Mexico? Anybody hear about that? The water's always rising. There's an island in the Gulf of Mexico. Let me see if I can find the name of that island. It disappeared. It was on all the maps. People knew the island was there because they have this thing where a nation which should not exist because all nations are criminals, all laws are illegal, but they have a law that's illegal that they just wrote that says something like a nation owns the resources that are within 200 miles of its border, and Mexico has an island. It starts with an M, I think, and it disappeared. The island disappeared because the waters are always rising. The waters are always rising. We are either using technology to prepare for it, or we're waiting to go extinct. What is the name of that island? I'll post a link. The island suddenly disappeared off of all the maps. It's like Measure or something. Big old island. I think they said it's something like 80,000 square kilometers, and it just disappeared. Now, personally, I think the oil companies blew it up, but
as one 5-star reviewer described it.
There you go. Bermeja. Hold on, let me show this to you. Anybody know about Bermeja? What was that sister we know always dropped? Right down there. Isolete Bermeja. Bermeja disappeared, y'all, because the waters are always rising, and if it ain't because the waters are always rising and all the ancient civilizations are under the water, why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I forgot the reason why. Because my mind, it drifted to the lady we were thinking about this weekend who wrote that book, The Secret Doctrine. The reason I fell in love with studying her, and I watched a couple lectures, I got more to watch. What was her name? Outside of Bermeja disappearing. Oh, right, because the waters are always rising, and the waters are always rising because that's how this planet works. The planet literally is trying to murder you. You know, we only got a couple thousand years to figure this thing out, and if we don't figure it out, we all get murdered. So the water's always rising. Right, she was a mystic, and so she was so good. Right here, H.P. Blavatsky. She was Russian. Oh, this is the lecture I was watching. I'm trying to find her picture real quick. H.P. Blavatsky. And I know someone said there's somebody else I got to look at. This is who I'm looking at right now. H.P. Blavatsky. Of course, I don't have like a good picture. This is a lecture that I'm watching of her. She was a mystic. So it was interesting how I fell into her. Was Lemuria, right? Because I was curious about Lemuria. I was asking you guys about Lemuria. And I wanted to know, like, is this like 100% made up? Like, where did this come from? Is there any evidence or anything from it? And nobody responded to me initially. And then I looked into it. And so Lemuria came from, it was a scientific thing, right? Because they realized that there was a monkey named the lemur, and they were on India and somewhere else. And so they knew that there used to have to be a continent that connected the two together because of the lemurs were on both continents, thus Lemuria. So Lemuria was a real place. The interesting part is that this was, I think, after her death, if I'm not mistaken. She told us that she channeled whatever she channeled, and that there were these ancient civilizations, right? And she, going back millions of years. And so the Egyptians told us that. They told Solon that. Solon was an ancestor of Plato. He wrote about it. We're now finding all these sunken cities all over the planet that, you know, we're finding parts showing that we've been here for millions of years, and no one in the mainstream can accept it because they need grant money. So what she channeled, I think, was probably right. Probably, I don't know. I mean, she worked for the police department, so a lot of her things that she said were going to come true, like Edgar Casey, actually worked out. So she had the ability to do that. I think she said something like there were 7 root races or 9 root races, something. I'm just starting to study it. I'm paying attention to it because she obviously had the ability to know things other people didn't know. And then she went off to talk about consciousness and we're all one and all of that stuff that the mainstream hates that never really puts in the mainstream. But the waters are always rising. And how do we definitely know that? Because of all the ancient civilizations that they're finding under all the water all over the planet. So much for your holiday, G. Have a wonderful day. Anyone, everyone, much love. You know what? Well, it's still a holiday. I got to work, but it's still a holiday. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful day because we're going to spend time educating people on Martin Luther King, a man who was completely against war, completely against tribalism, always stood up to help everybody. And if we actually do that, then we can actually get somewhere. As long as we let people murdering, killing people, trafficking weapons, Martin Luther King was against one war. He was pissed off that he had one war in his day, the Vietnam War. We got like 12 going now. There's no reason for any of these politicians to be cheering Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, if he was alive, he'd be beating you in the back of the head with a Bible and a dictionary, all right? I don't want to see none of your politicians cheering Martin Luther King. Besides, they didn't do anything about the people who killed him still running around this planet, happy, retiring, wealthy. Right. One of them was a doctor. He got paid pretty well. All right, whew, there we go. I'm done. Last comment. I'll get out of here. Yes, that's it. The Madame Blavatsky of the Theosophists. Yes, absolutely, Patricia. And I'm actually subscribed to the Theosophists. I didn't really spend enough time with that group, but apparently it was a lot of her early channeling that began that group. So I need to spend time and do my research there. Lewinsky, absolutely. And y'all already read the book. See, all my friends, that's why I got these people. They already, I didn't read the book. They read the book. I'm gonna watch the lectures and I'm gonna order the book. I'm gonna read the book because it's important. Anytime somebody is in tune with something that's not on the news, something that goes against everything we learned in history class in school, it's probably something important that we need to pay more attention to. We beg for our punishments based on manufactured hope. Yes, we do, Miss Tree, and they punish us happily. We beg for more oppression, and they give us that oppression. We beg for more slavery, they give us more of that slavery. We beg for more police state while we cry about the police, and they give us more of that. And we can't seem to realize that we are self-destructive. We are all one, and you can't hate somebody else and love you. We are all connected, and we are all one. And we need to stop being a self-destructive species. I think we're smarter than that. I was watching old Joe Rogan from 2015, and they were talking about Göbekli Tepe, which makes humans way older than we thought. Then I found out they just uncovered an even older site in December, also in southern Turkey. Southern Turkey was amazing, Patricia. There's so many things that they're uncovering there. I have to go look at it, but Göbekli Tepe, it blew my mind because that's the one that has the stegosaurus. The stegosaur that people don't... Like, no, it's a dog with bumps on his back. No, that's a stegosaur. Children in every grade school know that that's a damn stegosaur. So what does that tell you? Humans were alive at the time of the dinosaurs, which means humans are either dinosaurs were still walking around here 10,000, 15,000 years ago, or humans been here for millions of years. And they buried this thing to keep a record, same way the cavemen drew pictures of aliens and UFO, all you guys that were here earlier. It's quite important. So I agree with you, Patricia. But yeah, I want to see what the other one is, which is part of why I think when the CIA get their ISIS and ISIL in there, they start blowing up statues and ancient. They're trying to hide ancient culture. They're trying to destroy. This is what the Egyptians did, right? When the new pharaoh would take over, he destroyed the old pharaoh stuff and scrub and wipe and scratch off all the things that he didn't agree with. They're always covering up history. That's what our CIA does too now. But Turkey is an amazing place full of tons and tons of ancient archaeology. All right. I relate very much to Lemuria. I feel I might have been in Lemuria in another form. I know people who travel back and forth to Lemuria all the time, present, past, future, and happening. You know, Susan, there's a lot there. There's a lot there that interests me. When I was listening to this lecture on Blavatsky, is she linked up the Indian god from India, right? No, the monkey god, the Indian god that had the multiple arms, the monkey. And so I don't know if she did it or it was the lecturer, I forgot at this point, but that Lemuria was called that because of the lemurs, because of the monkey, but that there was something they were known for, and that is mixing humans and animals, which I find highly interesting. So you go back to the Naga gods, which began, of course, the Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, all the different religions. And the Egyptians back then, they had the cat, they had the god with the bird head, and the god with the bull head, and then you had the Minotaur. You had all these things from all over the planet that were mixing humans and animals. And to me, it's crazy until we do it. Right? Like, to me, I'd look back at the ancient Egyptians and the Lemurians who were like part monkey people and stuff like that, and we're 98% monkey. There's a coincidence and some weird, real creepy, interesting things in that. The fact that we now realize we're not separate from the monkeys, we're 98% monkey. The fact that we're doing genetic experiments now and we're merging species to species. Who would even thought that was possible way back then, 1,000 years ago, if we were cavemen, carving, rocks to make statues, and that was the extent of what we did in grass skirts. But who would even think that we are 98% monkey, the Lemurians might have been monkeys, and you can breed, you can mix DNA of multiple species and make something all new. All right, my head hurts. There's just a lot there. There's a lot there that I don't know, but I found it interesting, all of that, how that all that correlated. And I don't believe everything that I hear Lemuria is going to be true, because I did watch some videos and it was out there. It was out there. But I was pleased to find out that there is a continent out there that used to be Lemuria. And now the stories of the people who are channeling, who are saying that there was an ancient civilization there and they were known for this, that, or the other, and breeding humans together with animals, and we know our governments are doing that. I mean, the Germans were trying to do that, right? They were trying to make monkey people, monkey soldiers, if I remember right. And I think the Russians were doing that too. To me, then it all kind of links together. Maybe that's ancient memory or something that people are like rechanneling or bringing back. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. Sounds like you're talking about Shiva now. Yeah, Patricia, I think it all fits together. I'm interested in spirituality, and I think all of that fits together, and we just don't ever know what's true because we don't open our mind enough to explore the options of what could and might be true. If we have cellular memory gets handed down, then of course some sort of memory could possibly get handed down. We know water holds memory. Everything holds memory because everything has water. So we could pick it up from leaving here and coming back. We could pick it up through DNA. We could pick up the history through just touching and just drinking water. If water holds history and we're just drinking water, then you could be drinking in, understandings from ancient times. Maybe that's where Nikola Tesla got a lot of it from. I don't know. All I can tell you is my mind is open to a lot of things, and because the TV closed it to way too much. There might be a quote in there somewhere. That almost sounded deep. My mind is open to many things now because it was obvious the TV closed it to way too much. I don't know. All I can tell you is rock the boat, people. Rock the boat with archaeology, rock the boat with farming, rock the boat with IT, whatever your skill says, rock the boat with that. The doctors rock the boat with the medications, and scientists, vaccines, rock the boat. Rock the boat. The boat has to go down, and we need to build a new world in its wake. I gotta go. Listen, this is Gerard. Love y'all to death. Enjoy your day. Please keep in mind what today is. Today is a holiday called Martin Luther King Day, and the government that gave him that holiday are still covering up how he was killed, the sniper team that helped, that assisted, the man who actually fired the shot, and the doctor who took the pillow, smothered up, and killed him. Real history, not his story. All right, gotta go. Y'all enjoy your day. I'm out of here. It's Gerard. Love y'all to death now. Bye and bye.